Today we're gonna talk about DOM API. I hope you're ready. Let me share my screen and we'll start. So guys, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So today, today's lecture name is DOM API, and basically, I would like to start with explaining what basically these words mean. Document object model is DOM. API, you might heard it earlier, is application programming interface. So this statement represent on what we'll be talking about during this hour. Document object model represents it's something that browser creates when we visit some site. So if you, for example, visit Instagram or YouTube.com browser, for example, you open in Chrome, Chrome creates document object model of this website on load. And application programming interface is a set of functions of some attributes that helps us to work with something. In our case, it's document object model. So when browser loads page, here is the structure. This is the document object model we get. So this is a tree. In fact, you might heard this word from mathematics. So it all starts with some root element, and each element of the tree might have child elements. And here it is. So when we talk about document object model, we always start with the document root element. And with each of these elements, with document, with HTML, with this text here, we can communicate using our API, DOM API. Is clear to you? Some questions? Guys? Or we can continue. Fine. So this lecture, I want to have like real world examples, not like jazz fiddle simple examples, but we'll visit real websites. We'll review the document object model of the real websites, and we'll learn how to use DOM API. And talking about DOM API today, I want to divide it in some topics. First topic will be accessing some elements of document object model. Second topic would be changing them. The other thing I wanna show is creating new elements and pasting them on our web page. And the last topic is changing CSS styles using DOM API. So if you're ready, I'd like to continue. We'll visit google.com. So our website is loaded. So now we have our document object model of google.com web page. To access DOM of this page, we should open developer tools, and in the elements tab you can observe the document object model of this web page. So it all starts with the document. So if you I refer to this page, to this image, it all starts with the document. then comes the root element HTML, and then comes all the rest elements on our web page. So in elements, we can see HTML, which contains all other elements of the web page. So here we go. Here is heads. Where is head? Okay, head is a set of meta instructions, so it's not visible. We should go forward to the body. Yeah, and body contains all the visible elements on our web page. So here we go. Here's some wrapper div. Then we go here, and it's all the elements of the web page. It's their object models, and with each of these objects, you can interact using DOM API. Is it clear? Fine. Don't hesitate to ask some questions if something is unclear to you, but we'll continue. So to interact with document object model, we go straight to our console. And here I want just to output document. So document itself is the root element, which contains HTML and other elements on our web page, exactly like this image shows us. And to interact, to output some element, to change some elements or delete, basically you start referring with document keyword, because document object contains all the rest objects on our web page. Let's go here, inspect. I'll change the document object model of this page a bit and output it. So I want to get this element which contains Google word. So here it is. Let's return this div. And basically, there are several methods to get some document object models. I mean, the elements on the web page they represent. These methods are get element by ID, get element by class name, get element but by tag name, and there is the fourth one, keyword selector. So using these methods, you can get the elements with required information. For example, first I want to show you the get element by ID element, the get element by ID method, and to use it, we will edit this div which contains Google, edit as HTML, and is font size big enough, or should I increase it, guys? I want you to understand what's going on. Like here, okay, but okay, a little bit like here. Here we oh, fine. ID, for example, Google image. Leave it like here. So it ID. Right now, this element has ID Google image, and we can get this element using get element by ID methods of DOM API. So we do first we clear our console. We start typing documents, get element by ID, and here we type a string, a name of our ID. It will be the Google image, and here it is. It returns us the DOM element, which represents Google image. Is it clear to you? So this is the first way of getting document object model element. Fine. Another another methods, like I'll show you the methods what it will return, and basically all the methods return some object or array of object. For example, get element by ID returns a node element. This is called a node element, this div. If we go to search by another method, which is document get element by class name, and he would type class name, it would return us the HTML collection. So it's an array of object elements of these nodes, because we can have multiple elements on the web page with the same class name. It's basically the reason of using the class name if you want to unite some elements and give them the same attributes, the same styles, I meant. So let's try to find some class name on this web page. For example, Google have very random names. It's auto-generated, but I think some of them are used twice. For example, this one. So I saw this div, div, have the same class name, this O3J99. So we copy the name of the class, and he would try to get all the element on the web page with this class name, and here is all we get. It will return out the collection, its array of elements with the O3J99 class name. There are 5 elements on this web page, and here they are. Let me decrease a bit to show you these elements. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And guys, is it clear to you? Yeah, fine. And another method to get the node of document object model is document get elements by segname. So we can just type here like div, and there are a lot of divs on our page. Basically, it consists of div. There are div elements on the upper level, on the lower level. They contain each other. So here we get a large collection of all div elements on our web page. So this query is not specific at all. The most specific query is get element by tag name, and basically the name of the method represents the result we'll get, because if you look here, document get element by ID. So get element, it's one element. The method get element by ID returns this one single element or undefined value if it's not found. The other two of them document get elements by class name. So there are multiple elements. It's represented in the name of method, and get elements by tag name. There are also multiple of elements, collection of elements, array. So the name is name itself says enough what you'll get. So here are the ways of getting elements. Another topic will be editing some of them. Yeah. Any question, guys? It may be. So let's take a look. Oh, here's Russian. Maybe it's deprecated. In fact, I've never used it during commercial web development, but it's fine to know. Here is set mdn.com says that it's supported yet in Chrome, in Opera, in Safari, so all the browsers support it. Yeah, but in fact, you won't use it so much. Any other question, guys? Or we go further? I guess it's fine. So, okay. We go to the editing of our document object model. I want to show you example. Like I prepared some example of engine Instagram site, your profile page. Like many of you have Instagram pages, and now we will load it. Our browser will create document object model of Instagram page, and then we can interact. We can change data on that page. Of course, locally it won't be changing globally, but we'll try to get elements, to change them, delete them, create new elements, and change their styles. Okay, here we go. I'll go straight to profile page. Profile page. So here we have a bunch of elements. Here we'll start with document, and here is our document object model. Document itself has several methods, so we can use methods write to change the content of document object model. So right now it have the content, this content, using write method. Oh, sorry. Using write method, we change the content of document. For example, here we write hello world, and here's what we get. It just removes all the previous content and replace it with this content. So it's the simplest example of interaction of changing the document content. Here we go again. We'll try to change the name of our Instagram web page. So what we need to do, first we need to get the element which contains the name of profile, the name of my profile, and then we'll change it. Is it okay, guy? First we find an element. This is a section and wrapped div. wrapped div. So we can, to get this with the DOM given, we'll have to do several steps, like get this section by class, then get this div, go inside of this and find h2. But to do it faster, I will change the DOM and just get the right h2 by ID, just to speed up our example. So I found the h2 element with profile name. ID will be the same. Profile name. That's fine. And now we can refer to it in the console. Document get element by ID. Profile name. Here it is. And now to interact with this, we define a new variable called profile name, which equals this. And now we need to type profile name. It stores inside this document object models node. Now we can use API, DOM API, to interact with profile name. And to change the name of profile, we use profile name dot inner text, and here we just write new profile name. Inner text is not a function. Yeah, of course, because it's a property. So you must do like this. You delete all this stuff. Equal sign, new profile text. And here it is, new profile text. You could also change it using inner profile name dot. And basically, what I like about do it with console, when you just type dot, here's a set of all attributes of all methods of which DOM API gives to us. So here is some event listeners. On select, on submit, we'll talk about events on the next lecture. Site style, it is the way to change the style of element. I'll show you a bit later. And also methods to add new elements. So there are a bunch of them, really. Class name, children, before. One of them is inner HTML, and here you can write just text, or you can write HTML code and it will replace profile name. Guys, is it clear? Show some respond with some reaction, please. It's not. So ask your questions, please. Okay. So we saw a style attribute here. So this is a way to refer to the styles of selected element. I want to change the color of the text, like to be style. Profile name, yeah. I refer to not existing variable. Profile name, yeah, here it is. Profile name dot style. And here's what we get. CSS style declaration is a type of the object, and here is the list of all objects of all styles we have. So right now you see that border style is empty, color is empty, so we doesn't have any styles yet, but we'll change it right now. How to select it? Yeah. So we refer to profile name. Profile name dot style dot color, and we want the color to be red. Here it is. So with the help of DOM API, we found profile name. We called style property, change the color style property to red, and this is how we do it. And using style property, you can change any style property of selected element. And yeah, of course, profile name. Yes, so here we edit padding. Color red, padding 10 pixels, and these are new styles we edit using DOM API. Is it clear to you? Yep. Okay. Fine. What we do next? For example, I want to remove some elements or add new elements. We'll reload the page, so all of our changes will refresh. They will be deleted because changing DOM API just make changes on your site locally. For example, if other person visits this page, this person wouldn't see add name, add the color, and the paddings, etc. So we go to this set. These are my highlights. Yep. And we'll do the same to speed up our example. ID equal highlights. Then we create a new variable to interact with it. Highlights. So here did a node element of document object model, and yeah, it contains another div. another div inside, next button. Next button, yeah, it contains plenty of stuff. And what we do, I want to delete this first circle, which represents some Instagram highlight. First, I want to find it in the existing document object model. So here is the way it represents. So this is unordered list, and stories are like list items. To find the first circle faster, I will give it an ID, first highlight. Yeah, here is it. In our console, we define first highlight equals document get by ID. Right now, we check it to, yeah, return correct value. So we have two variables now. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Do you want to ask something? Okay, I'll continue. We have two variables. It highlights, which represent the div containing all the stuff, and first highlight, which represents the list item, which represent, yeah, the first highlight. To remove the first highlight, we first refer to highlights, and then we use a method remove child. Remove child is used to delete child elements of selected node. In our case, highlights contains all highlights variable representing this div. This large div contains all the highlights, and we use highlights remove child first highlight. Failed to execute remove child node, the node to be removed is not a child of this node. Okay, so it looks only one level down, and it can't remove the first highlight because it's wrapped in number of other divs. Yeah, of course. So this is a dumb exception. It means we can't use this dumb API method with given values. So we need to find which element contains first highlight, like its parent, and then call remove child, starting to type with the parent element. Let's look at our document object model once again, and we'll see that each li is a child of this unordered list. So this is a highlights list. We define a new ID to find it faster. It would be highlights list. We save it, and we highlights list equals document get element by ID. Highlights list. Yeah, this is an ordered list with all the highlights. And here is basically we do the same. we refer to highlights lists, remove child, first highlight, and it is gone. Is it clear to you guys? Did you see the change? Guys, show some reaction, please. Yep. So you can remove elements, you can add new elements, and you can replace them. And leave it like this. So we have a list of highlights with one missing highlight because we've deleted them. And we'll save all the variables like this. Right now, I'll show you how to create new elements and how to add them to some given element. So to create elements, you use, we define, let's make a new highlight. We define a new variable with the same name. It's new highlight. It equals to document create element, and it would be like, I want to show just the basics, just the simple stuff. We'll just create a new paragraph. Here it is. We just created a new element. It's a new paragraph, but it's blank. To change it, we refer to new highlight, type inner text, and inner text would equal to new highlight. Yep. And now we can add this new highlight to our highlights list with the method called append child. Append child new highlight. Yeah, and here it is. You see it, right? So just a simple example, I didn't create this div with border with the image and with the title. I didn't change the style, it's just the text. So we might want to change it, like new highlight, style, font weight, font weight equals bold, just to see it works. Yeah, so here it is. So till now we've learned to get elements using DOM API, to change the style of the element, to delete elements, create new element, and add them to some place on our web page. Any question, guys? No, so it's clear. I'm glad I'm explained to you and you understood. I think basically that's it. So you've learned what is DOM API, what does it mean, what it represents, and how to use it. Yep. Maybe any questions? Do you have some? the methods, document elements, animations. Yep, I think that's it. Let's try. I don't remove child. Yeah, it was the variable named first highlight. Let's try to append this first highlight to our highlights list. Highlights list. Append child. First highlight. Yeah, here it is. So you can delete any of them and then return any of them, but only if you declare it a new variable. So it works because I've saved this li element, this whole node, to first highlight variable. So I can play with it. I can, for example, add this to another place in the page, for example, to this block with posts. Yeah, I can control it because I know DOM API. So this is what DOM API basically is. Any other questions? I will stop. Stop. Okay, let me stop the screen here right now. So the real life examples of using DOM API, basically in modern web development, you don't use DOM API to do things because it's just a vanilla JavaScript. And in modern web development, you use some framework. For example, I use React in most of the cases to perform actions with DOM, and React uses the technology called virtual DOM to perform DOM changes in more efficient way. Like it combines all operation, then performs it, and it changes. But DOM API is a good way to learn how to do it, and it's itself a working solution. For example, when if you want to write your version of Instagram, for example, you can use remove child to delete some post. For example, you want to you have a button delete post, you click and you assign an event which fires remove child on DOM API action. But you should remember that these changes only visible on local site. So if you refresh the page, it will fetch all the data again, and your changes with DOM API won't be visible. Yeah, or to-do list. So you make like a container for example, assign ID, to-do list, and on add new item, you do to-do list dot append child and your block of information. To remove it, you call the remove child. Yeah, so basically it is. Any other questions? Fine. Yeah, you should ask yourself how you can use it. You should think about the examples in real world, because if you do it, you'll process the new information much faster than you just explore some dumb examples like which are not connected to real life. Yeah, that's the thing. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so you can, yeah, I'm glad to help you. You can explore all the DOM API like resources. The resources are the same. It's what I want to say. These are the MDN web docs and W tools. Yeah. So if you have some specific questions or you want to repeat the information, just use these resources. They have fine documentation on this stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.